What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, I've been, watching. Y'all know I'm a media junkie anyway. So I see that one of my favorite individuals, Wallo, one of the most positive brothers in the hip hop media sphere, he went on Noriega's podcast, Drink Champs. And while he's on there, Nori's asking him about his upbringing in Philly, what led to him going to prison, his time in prison, how he's reformed himself since he got out of prison, and how he's been on a positive route ever since he was released, ever since he was released from prison. He then asks about, of course he's going to ask about Wallo's cousin Gillie. And he asks him, did your cousin Gillie really write for Lil Wayne? Did he write for Wayne? And Gillie Wallo jokes about it first, like, yeah, I know he did. Because I wrote for Gil and all of that, right? Wallo plays a lot. But then he like, Gil says he did. You know what I mean? That's what he says. And there's been a discussion about this for years. A lot of people like, it's cap. If Gillie wrote for Wayne, why he couldn't write himself a hit? The easy answer to that is, some people are better writers than performers. Without question. Some people are better writers than the performers of the performers of these lyrics, right? Quentin Miller, you saw, was a dope writer, but he wasn't the most confident performer. He didn't have the je ne sais quoi. He didn't have the aura sometimes to deliver those lines the way that Drake could. We heard the reference tracks from Quentin Miller, right? And he wasn't able to perform the lyrics the way Drake could. I've heard Quentin Miller's songs, and it's not bad at all. It sounds pretty good. But he can't deliver it in the way that Drake could. Drake could add all of those different nuances to a track. Even if you write a hook for him, you can write a hook for him or whatever, and he can deliver it way better than you ever could, right? And that's the easy answer to that. Some guys aren't great performers. And I don't think that Gillie is nowhere near the rap performer that Wayne is. However, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know if he wrote lyrics verbatim, but I can tell you one thing. He was inspired by Gillie all the way around on the Carter 1. Listen to how Wayne sounds on the Carter 1 versus to how he sounded on The Block Is Hot, Lights Out, and on 500 Degrees. Those are Wayne's first 3 albums. I think it was like Lights Out was a sophomore album. But first album, The Block Is Hot. Second album, Lights Out. Third album, 500 Degrees. Wayne sounds completely different on the Carter 1 than any of those 3 albums. Why is that? When you hear Wayne on the Carter 1, he's rapping with a Philadelphia cadence. He's rapping with a Philadelphia flow. On Birdman Jr., make him feel it escalade, put his feet in the blades. Damn! That is not no New Orleans flow. Even that, and then they want to leave when you say you out of mustard. So I'm going to walk inside the residue alone. That ain't no New Orleans flow on Go DJ at all. What the fuck you holding the door? Holding your door. Hold on. Come on, man. What? Birdman, put these in the trash can. That's Gillie all the way. That flow, that cadence, all of that sound like you snakes. Stop hiding in the grass. Come on, man. That is all the way Gil. He sounds just like Gillie on them songs, right? That's Go DJ, Birdman Jr., Fireman 2. Sounds just like Gil. I'm not saying Gil wrote the lyrics, but the cadence and the flow and delivery are all inspired by Gillie. You can know he was hanging around a Philadelphia dude. I'm not saying New Orleans dudes aren't dope rappers, because 400 Degrees is one of my favorite albums ever, right? I love listening to Juvie. I love, first of all, Juvie and them, Cash Money, Juvie and them was putting out bangers, and shout out to Manny Fresh. They were rapping, they had dope songs, dope albums, all of that. Dudes in New Orleans can rap for real, for real. I'm a big Currency fan, 100%. But I'm saying they didn't have the cadence, and they didn't have a Philadelphia cadence and delivery. Nobody in New Orleans was rapping like that. Why was Wayne rapping like that on Carter 1? Seriously. Why? Where did he learn that from? Because it wasn't from New Orleans. You can hear it. All of that. Birdman Jr. What? And say that I am a kid still, cause the little still ride on big wheels. You feeling animal, then come on and get peeled. The sig peel bandanas like bananas. Say I'm slight bananas, I blow a weekend in Havana in my cabana with my bottom chick from Savannah. That is not how Wayne was rapping on 500 Degrees. The block is hotter, lights out at all. You feel me? You know Gil was over there in the camp. You see him nodding his head doing a go DJ. And I'm not saying a head nodding and him being in the video proves anything. But Gil was all up in that camp. He was inspiring on flows, all of that. Listen to that Carter one compared to the other albums. You can hear it. When I close my eyes and listen to them songs and I heard Gilly, I hear Gil all over that. You like, oh no, man. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Like that whole Go DJ, Wayne wasn't rapping like that before. None whatsoever. What the hottest under the sun. I come from under the. He going in. That was that, and the way he was that flow. Foul one to the head. Now you know he did. Now you know I played like a pro in the game. That's Gilly now for real. I know I'm just getting redundant, but. Yeah, I'm not saying he wrote for him. Gilly probably did feed him some nice lines too, I'm not gonna lie. But he got that flow, that delivery, the cadence, all of that. That charisma on Carter 1, all of that was from Gil now. Gil just wasn't able to package it right and deliver it like Wayne. Wayne had been a rapper since he was a little young boy. He was around other superstar rappers. He was around. So Wayne had the superstar aura that was developed in the Cash Money camp. Being around Juvie, being around BG, being around Birdman, a.k.a. Baby, being around Manny Fresh, that helped to have him being, what's the word I'm looking for? It helped to package him as a star. You know, and so by the time we got to the Carter 1, Wayne was experienced and like, you know, delivering on songs and having a way to deliver certain lyrics in a way that was emphatic, in a way that had people enamored, that could have people enamored and stop and listen to what he was saying. Gilly was rapping for a while, but he didn't experience no mainstream success, or he hadn't been around people that was as successful on an everyday basis, as successful as Birdman and Juvie. You feel me? Like, and Manny Fresh now. He wasn't in a camp every day of his life that he saw people, he saw the formula to being a star. Wayne saw the formula to being a star. He saw Gilly in them cadence and flow and said, damn, I can package that up and shift my sound up and have me sounding a little different. Like, for real, man, that Carter 1, he got an East Coast flow. Like, then they want to leave when you say you are the mustard. All of that, and I don't get Birdman Jr. When I heard that, make him feel it escalade, put his feet in the blades, damn. I'm saying, oh, hell no. That ain't no New Orleans dude, don't say that now. Come on now. You feel me? That ain't nah. I done heard a ton of New Orleans rappers. Ain't none of them rapping like that with their cadence. And I know there are different flows in different cities and all of that, and Chicago don't have one flow. But if I hear a dude in Chicago, and I can tell when he's inspired by another place, by a certain way they rap. You know what I mean? You can hear it, but yeah, man. And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from people, but we're not going to acknowledge. We're not going to act like Gil didn't inspire Wayne, or Wayne didn't. He didn't take some flows and some cadences from off Gilly. That Gilly didn't inspire Wayne, rather. You know what I mean? He did. I do think Wayne looked at Gil and them like, oh, damn, these dudes really rappers. And Wayne is a student of rap. He's a fan of rap from all different coasts, regions, and he's a fan of different subgenres of rap. You didn't tell me he didn't look at that and say, damn, them boys rapping. I like that little cadence. I'm going to pick that up, add that to my arsenal. I'm going to pick up that delivery. I'm going to pick up that little flow right there, because you ain't heard a Southern dude with that flow like that. You ain't heard a Southern dude with that type of delivery and cadence, a New Orleans dude, rather. You ain't heard that. So let me add that into that and mix it in the flavor like gumbo, and let me see how it come out on an album. And the Carter 1 album is a fantastic album. Really, it's a dope album. I like Carter 1 and Carter 2 better than Carter 3 without question, and that's just me, personally. The Carter 3 got his most commercial success, But Carter 1 and Carter 2 was phenomenal. This is before people was really getting on to Wayne. By the time Carter 3 came, Wayne was a household name. You know what I mean? He was solidified. But before then, you know, I mean, Carter 2, he was starting to become a household name. It's when he started calling himself the best rapper alive. But that Carter 1 and all of that was really, really dope. You know, but anyway, man, I just wanted to just talk about that, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out here. I'm out, y'all. Peace.